Hi everybody, it's Lauren Brown, also known as Raggedy Royal on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and now YouTube. And it is Black History Month. It's not Black History Month no more. But I've extended it to the entire year, so whatever. Keep watching the video. So today we're going to be doing a face full of black owned makeup products. This is a simple glam question mark. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. Let me know down in the comments what you would have called it. I don't know, simple sparkle. Anyways, what's important is that it's all black owned beauty. And I use a lot of black owned beauty in my day-to-day life, but I wanted to really bring all my favorite black owned beauty products together for a face to celebrate Black History Month. So, you know, get ready, moisturize your face, prime your face. We're going to get into the steps, but also open your wallet and go down in the description box and check some of these brands out. Make sure you're subscribed. Let's get into the look. Hello, everybody. I did my brows off camera because doing my brows is a very tumultuous process and y'all don't need to see that. Trust me, y'all don't need to see that. But I did do my brows with a black owned product, and this is the Uoma Beauty by Sharon C. 1 and Done 2-in-1 Brow Styler. So on one side it is a brow pencil, and that's what I use the most to fill in the brow hairs. And then there is a brow gel. Now we're gonna jump into the face. We're going to start with foundation, and I'm going to be taking the Lip Bar Just the Tint 3-in-1 Tinted Skin Conditioner, and this is in shade Beige Bombshell. Just so funny because, like, I guess I'm technically beige. I'm just going to put a little bit of that. This is a tinted moisturizer. Like when I do all of my foundation routines, when I do any of my base makeup, I like to mix a foundation and a tinted moisturizer. Why? Because they give different amounts of coverage, and also most times I have to mix 2 foundations or 2 products, period, to get my skin shade. I'm going to blend it on, not blend it, but I'm going to mix it on the back of my hand so that one side of my face is not darker than the other side because I'm picking from different parts, you know what I'm saying? And then we're just going to apply straight to the face. So I don't put the foundation directly into my brush because I just feel like it's not as hygienic. I feel like the brush gets dirtier quicker. And as somebody who does not have a good schedule on cleaning my brushes are literally yelling, wash me right now. And I'm ignoring them to make these videos. I don't need extra product in there causing bacteria or anything. I can do better by myself. You feel me? So I'm just going to blend this in all over the face. I gotta make sure I go a little bit under the chin because I've been missing that part lately and it's been looking awkward. I'm gonna take my nose rings out. So I did this really funky rainbow eye cut crease with leopard print yesterday, and I posted on Instagram, and I actually gonna have a YouTube video on that. They might be at the same time. I did that look, and I did my full face with black owned beauty, of course. And I love the way this foundation match and mix and all that looks on my skin. Loved it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to use a little bit of foundation left on the back of my hand to go over the top of my brows. This is just going to give them a cleaner look. And I like to use foundation instead of concealer because my concealers are lighter than my foundation. And that's going to give us a halo brow effect, which we do not want. A halo brow effect is basically when you have like the brow that's super dark and then is light on top and light on bottom. You've probably seen it before. It was a real plague in the 2016, 2017 makeup eras. And we don't want that today. So I'm just going to use a little bit of foundation to blend out the top. Fantastic. Alrighty. Next, we're going into concealers. I have 3 concealers. They're all from the same line. They're just different shades. So we're going to be using the Beauty Bakerie Insta Bake 3-in-1 concealers. So just like every single time I do my base routine, I like to use 3 concealers. So I'm going to use one that is close to my skin tone. I'm going to go right underneath the eye. So I'm going to go here. I like the triangle method. People say, oh, the triangle method is wasting makeup. It makes a difference, okay? It makes a difference. And I'm going to go on the other side. All right, and this is in shade 009 Sodium Cute. Good one, Beauty Bakerie. Y'all know I have a marketing degree, so I live for stuff like this. I love the whole Beauty Bakerie line and the fact that like it's all bakery themed and like the flour and the baking. Love it. So I'm going to go ahead and blend that out pretty quickly with another Real Techniques face brush. I'm pretty much just leaving the nose alone for now because we'll get to that in a second. I'm going to go in with the second foundation, the second concealer, which is going to be 013 Disturb the Peace, but it's Piece. How did they come up with it? And I'm going to go right underneath the eye. The reason why I use a lighter concealer in the center of my face right underneath the eye is because I want to attract attention here. So wherever you put the highlights on your face is where you're attracting attention. The shadows are to chisel. The shadows are the contours. So the shadows are to chisel the face. When you use those darker shades in your crease, you're chiseling out the crease. You're chiseling out your contour. Highlight is to attract attention to the center of the face. And that's what I want to do, because the entire point of doing concealer, foundation, blush, contour is to bring the natural shadows and contours back to your face. So when you have, your regular face, when you wake up in the morning, you'll look and you'll see, natural contours. You'll see where your face is maybe a little bit darker. Maybe the shape is a little bit different. Maybe the parts of your face are a little bit lighter, right? Based off of, since we're three-dimensional figures. However, when you put on foundation, you cover that up completely. So if you just put on foundation and you stop there, you're gonna have a clean canvas, but you're not really getting all of the highlights and contours that you have in your normal face. So we add those back in, and we also accentuate our features by adding things like blush, by adding things like bronzer. Those things are bringing back in what we normally have, because if you don't have any foundation on and you really smile or somebody flatters you, then you're gonna blush naturally. But the makeup is to enhance that, and we give it blush all the time. You always look flattered, you always look. So yeah, there's the mentality behind that. It may seem like a lot of steps if you don't understand why you're doing the steps that you're doing. So that is why we are putting long-winded way to say, that's why we're putting the lightest concealer underneath the eye, because I want to attract attention right to the center of the face. And I'm just blending this out on a Beauty Bay 203 brush. It's kind of a new one for me, but I like it. I like that it's small. All right, now, before we go in with our last concealer, which is going to be our contour shade, I'm going to do blush first. So I like to do blush before I do contour when I can remember, because sometimes, you be going too fast. But the reason why I like to do blush before contour is I feel like putting the lighter color, which would be the blush, and then putting the darker color, it's easier for it not to get as muddy. So when I put contour on first, and then I put blush on top, I feel like the blush is kind of wiping away the contour, and it looks kind of shrieky at that point. When I put the blush on first, I feel like it blends better to do the lighter color than the darker color. So I'm going to be taking this ColourPop F21 and going into this Colored Raine cream blush in Spicy. This might be my favorite blush of all time, my favorite single blush. I've used this in other videos. Y'all have seen this before. I love this blush. Love that it's black owned. And I'm going to go right into the apples of my cheeks, but also going up the face. This is kind of a bigger brush than I'm used to. See, you don't have all the luxuries of choosing when your brushes is dirty. That's why I try to keep them a little bit clean with small things like putting stuff in the back of my hand. Because, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna work that up the face. On the temples, the nose. It's giving clown, but that's okay. I'm just gonna take another brush and blend that out. Oh yeah, we cooking with grease, we cooking in grease, we cooking with grease, we cooking with grease. All right, now I'm gonna be taking the Insta Bake Concealer in Pennsylvania, 003 Pennsylvania, and I'm going to add 2 dots to the top of my cheekbone. Like I was saying earlier, those natural contours, you can see my natural contour is about right here. I'm adding a little bit higher because I want to snatch the face. I'm going to add 2 dots. I think last time I used this, I added 3. I'm going to be taking this Morphe E4. And I know that y'all have been asking for brush videos. Let me tell you about that really quickly. This is one of my favorite brushes ever. They don't even sell it anymore. I was trying to put together a brush video for y'all, but I'm like, it's not going to make sense to recommend brushes that y'all can't buy. So give me a little bit more time. I need to find some dupes and some things because a lot of my favorite brushes have been discontinued. So just pray for me, all right? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my E4 and I'm going to blend in a circle going up the face. And on the forehead. Some people do contour underneath the bottom of the chin as well. So they do a 3 motion. Look, I'm not grown enough for that because it'd be getting all on my shirt. And no, no. I used to wear collared shirts like every single day, so I just never want to do that step because I'm like, this is gonna snitch on me. I don't have time for that. I'm very, very happy with myself. All right, let's get to this nose contour. Nose contours are very scary to do on camera because they're so unpredictable. I swear. You never know how it's gonna go. For my nose contour, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that Pennsylvania on the back of my hand, right? And I'm gonna put this on the back of my hand because I don't want to do any dots down the nose. It's a very small amount of space, and I don't want a lot of product on there, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this Morphe E62, which is basically just the baby version of the E4. It's the E4 Junior, and I'm going to. And luckily, I have a little bit of foundation in the back of my hand still, so I'm gonna just blend it a little bit with that because I really don't want this to be too strong, you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start where the nose and the eye meet, so this little bit right here, and I'm going to go down the nose. I'm also going to go underneath the eyebrow because that's where we have a natural contour right there. Hold on, y'all. I'm starting not making eye contact with y'all. I'm just holding my breath. Holding my breath. All right, and then at the bottom, I'm going to go into a V motion. So one side and then the other side. Okay. Now, I placed the contour first. Now we just got to make it look like that's not what I just did. We want it to look like, you know, the contour on her cheek. It's like, you know, there's contour there, but it's not like contour. This is contour, you know what I mean? So I'm going to take this brush, this Beauty Bay brush from before, where it had the light concealer on there. I'm not going to add any more concealer to it. I'm just going to use the concealer that's already in the brush from before. And I'm just going to carve in just a smidge. Because I don't want it to be a straight line because our noses are not straight lines. Also, when you do the contour that's just like one straight line, it creates a problem when you turn to the side. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. Okay? Yeah. Let's get to setting our face. We're going to be using the Beauty Bakerie Flower Setting Powder, and this is in shade Oat, which is the translucent. I don't like banana powder. It's too much for me. I think it may be too dark for my under eyes. I like to stick with translucent. So I'm going to be taking just an Anastasia A22 brush, going into my powder. And this powder is a little bit, I feel like, more maddening. It's more thick than my Laura Mercier powder, so I'm not going to use as much as I usually do. I'm gonna go over his nose too, because yeah. Keeping it classy. Classy royal. Feeling really good about this. I'm going to go underneath the brow with the concealer. So I went above the brow with a foundation, but I'm going to go underneath the brow with the concealer. I can go underneath the brow with a slightly lighter shade than the foundation, but I cannot go over top the brow with concealer. So I'm not going to use the lightest concealer. I'm going to use the concealer that was closer to my skin tone. Put on the back of my hand, of course. And because I'm not about to put on any eyeshadow, I'm not going to use a lot. I don't like the look of the whole all over the lid concealer. I don't like that. So I'm just basically just going to clean up the bottom of the brow. So I'm going to go kind of with the light hand. I'm not going to get a lot of concealer. And I'm going to take my flat brush from before. And I'm just going to lightly trace. Actually, I am gonna add eyeshadow. I'm gonna go ahead and take that concealer and I'm gonna put that all over the lid. Why? Because I want to eyeshadow. I did kind of like this brown sugar beat, like this IG baddie beat. There's a whole other video on it, but I feel like the color grading was a little bit off. So this is our redemption. All right, so now I'm gonna be taking Colored Raine. I love their eyeshadows. This is the Juicy Boost palette, but we're really only gonna be focusing on 1 or 2 shades. This is Sweet Potato Mango. I'm going to be taking a Morphe M573. I'm going to go right into Sweet Potato Mango. And what we're going to do is we're going to go right across the crease. This is going to be a 1 eyeshadow look. This is going to be pretty simple, okay? Everyday makeup style simple. No cut crease, no none of that. I'm just going to blend that out and diffuse it. See, we're unlike the other eyeshadow looks that I do where I cut the crease, we're not building into the crease because we're not cutting it, so we don't need that contrast. We're just trying to diffuse it up the eye. Let me mattify above my brows. One thing about editing your pictures that you'll realize what you hate, and I always hate the shiny part of my brows in my editing, so later Lauren will thank me for that. You'll start learning what you want, what you always feel like you need to edit, and then you'll start learning how to like fix it in real life so you don't have to always edit it. Pro tip. And I'm going to add the brown to the lid, the same shade. Woohoo! This is a true 1 shadow eyeshadow look. I'm taking my tried and trusted Beach Cosmetics brush. I'm going to go into that brown and a little bit of that orange just for this top part right here. Okay, now I know I said I was going to keep it simple. Now I truly did mean that. Usually when I do a YouTube video of a look, I've already done the look because I always do my YouTube videos and my TikToks at different times because I can't do them at the same time. So usually I really do mean that I'm going to just keep it simple. However, I'm getting excited because I keep remembering they have all these other black-owned beauty brand like items. So we're going to go into this Glam Goth Beauty Diamond Primer. I love this primer so much, especially for glitters. I'm going to put a little bit in the back of my hand. Wow, I put that right in the foundation. Don't do that. I put a lot on the back of my hand because I'm about to add some glitter and diffuse it. Not diffuse it, but break it up. So I like to put glitter into a clear glue, and so that way it's not so packed. You know what I mean? Like when somebody does a glitter cut crease, it's like packed glitter, like you can't see through it. I want something that's a very sheer glitter topper. Like I want to be able to see through it type of thing. So that's why I put the glue down first. I'm going to go into the Glam Goth Beauty Zodiac Royale Glitter. And of course, this is in shade Leo. I met Ms. Glam Goth at DragCon in May because I was nominated for an award. Thank you for voting for me, by the way. And great. Leo, come on now. Come on now. All right, so I'm going to take a flat brush. This is a ColourPop E3. And I'm just going to mix that in the back of my hand. I like this glitter because it's like gold and also silver. So it can really, you know, kind of pass. I'm one of those people who doesn't like mixing metals. But like, there's also some silver in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add that to the top of the lid. And above the crease. Kind of like when we did our glossy eye. Same thing. And then I'm going to do the same on the other eye. Very pretty. So I am going to go back in to that orange and that brown, a little bit of that brown. I'm going to go right underneath the lower lash line, your lower lash line where your lower lashes are. I'm going to blend that out. Now you may notice that this shade is a little bit more orange than one on the top, and that's because, you guessed it, we're going to blend it into the blush. So to go right near that lash line right there, I'm going to actually go into the brown shade on, this is just the flat brush that we were just using. I'm going to get real close to the waterline with the darker shade. I'm going to blend that together. Yes, I'm very pleased. For the inner corner, we're going to go into another color Raine palette. I'm going to go into this neutral chic palette from Color Raine. They have these they're not six quad, but these six pan eyeshadow palettes, and I love them so much. And we're going to use a shimmer for the nose highlight and for the inner corner because I don't know if I can easily find my standalone black owned highlighters. Not that I have my, okay, let's make this clear. Not that I have my makeup segregated by like what's black owned and what's not, but I've kind of dictated and moved it off so I can use it for my Black History Month tutorials. So I'm going to go into this shade Table for Two, which is this champagne shade here. And I'm going to go right into the tip of the nose. Also the bridge of the nose. Don't worry, it's very bright. We're going to pat it out in a second. And then I'm also going to add it to the inner corner. Once again, highlights attracting where you want the eye. Highlights are attracting the eye to places where you want people's eyes as they look at you to go. And I'm also going to add a little bit to the Cupid's bow. You guessed it. You guessed it. Yeah, I'm going to be using the Lip Bar Big Timer Volumizing Mascara. Oh, so black. I think you can get this from Target. Lip Bar is in Target. And what we're going to do is just go over my lashes. My top lashes, I don't have much of a science to how I coat them because I don't care too much because I'm going to put on faux lashes. But my bottom ones, we're going to go in with the horizontal wiggle. Okay. We'll worry about that later. When mascara hits your face, you have to let it dry first before you try to do anything because it's going to be like, you know, it's easier to put a kid's shoes on when they sleep than when they're awake and they're wrestling you. Yeah, you gotta let the kid go to sleep. You gotta let the mascara dry. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this liquid lipstick, which is Aboni Cosmetics Killer Queen. Y'all know I love this lipstick. I wear it all the time. And we're going to go over the top lip. Clean that line up. Do the other side. Bring it down a little bit. Now I'm going to take the Color Raine lipstick in Charmed, which is a nice pink. And then I'm going to add Fenty Heat Gloss Bomb in Fussy Heat on top. I think I like it. So I'm going to go add some lashes and fix my hair, and I'll be right back for the outro. Alrighty, so here is the final look. I have added some lashes and some rhinestones. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by giving me a like. Comment down below anything that you want to see next. There's also going to be a leopard print eye tutorial coming up at the same time, which is also going to be Black owned beauty. Happy Black History Month. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. There will be some other Black owned beauty field makeup looks in my shorts as well. Check out my last tutorial, which was a rhinestone eye, and then I had some really cool Valentine's Day looks that you may want to see that are not just for Valentine's Day. There's a glossy eye, there's a halo eye, and there's also how to do my red lipstick. So if you want to see those, check those out. They are in my Valentine's playlist and my makeup tutorials playlist. Click it, it's going to come on the screen, and stay a while and watch some videos. Check me out on my other socials at Raggedy Royal on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. If you recreate this look, if you learn anything from this look and you want me to see it, tag me. DM me, let me know, and subscribe so you can see more videos like this. I fly out to Vegas tomorrow, so maybe I'll do a vlog for y'all while I'm out there. But yes, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.